Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Hundoke. To start off, let's offer a greeting about our Heavenly Parents and true parents. 천진 천부모님께 경배. 바로. Today we'll read Family Pledge number 3. 3. 천일국주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 원권과 원조건을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. Our family, the owner of Chonaguk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. And to open us up in prayer today, I'd like to ask Andrea Thaman, could you open us up in prayer?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Please join me in prayer. Good morning, our precious Heavenly Parents. Good morning, true parents. Thank you so much for this new day. Saturday, we're so grateful to be gathered here as a community to welcome this new day, to start a day off with your words, opening our hearts and our minds to understanding and receiving True Mother's memoir. And we've been learning so much about True Mother's perspective on the events, of providential events that took place in this recent history, Heavenly Parent. And it's so precious to be able to really understand, to really see the providence from the perspective of your only begotten daughter. This is such a precious historical time in which your feminine aspect has finally been substantialized here on this earth. And we understand, Heavenly Parents, that our true parents are your substantial temples here on this earth. And being that our true Father is in spirit world, the True Mother is the person within whom you can really abide here on this earth. And we're so privileged to be led by her during this time in history. We want to more deeply understand her heart. We want to more deeply understand her perspective, Heavenly Parents. And reading this memoir is really helping us connect with her heart and connect with our True Mother on a deeper level. So we're so grateful for that. And we pray that through our studies in the morning, starting the day off with your word, we can really be able to more and more, Heavenly Parents, connect with your will for our lives, for our own lives, and that we can live lives that can bring joy to you, Heavenly Parents, and we can guide our children to do the same. We pray that you can be with us in this new day. We are so grateful for the life and all the elements that allow us to be alive and healthy today, and allow us to continue in this providence, Heavenly Parents. We offer up this prayer in the names of all the Blessed Central families gathered here, and in our names, Family Payment, Blessed Central Family, Aju.
Aju. Thank you, Andrea, for opening us up with such a beautiful prayer. And with that, we're going to jump straight into some exercise. I see the Lalone family standing up. All right. So everyone, let's reach up to the sky. Woo! Okay, reach to the sides. Reach in front of you. Now backwards. Okay, let's twist to the side. Let's twist to the other side. Hold your shoulders, rotate forward. Woo, okay, backwards. Okay, neck to the left. Neck to the right. Now let's give a full rotation counterclockwise. Now clockwise. All right, just shake it all off. Shake it all off. Just wake up, wake up. You can smack yourself if you want. No, don't really, don't hurt yourself. Jesus said, you know, the other cheek, right? All right. Well, now we're gonna get started. We're gonna jump straight into our gratitude share. Let's take a moment to think about what you are grateful for today. Share with whoever you're paired up with, and we'll be back to hear one or two sharings. See you all soon. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful sharing your breakout. The pleasure of being with Carol Pobans and Masai Joseph. I'd like to first call on Carol Pobans and Charlie to share with us their gratitude points. We hear you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I think Charlie can give his gratitude points first. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for the trees and the whale and grandma.
There you go. 3 gratitudes in a row. For the trees, for the world, and for grandma. And I have gratitude for Charlie and Molly, and soon to be another baby. I was just saying I'm really grateful for grandchildren because you could really, really understand the heart of God in a deeper way than I ever expected. I always thought that grandchildren were the thing that I was waiting for, but and of course I was waiting for grandchildren, but what was really, really deep is seeing my children become parents. That is, I'm most grateful for that, because I really think that is the heart of God, to see our children become parents themselves. It's an amazing experience. Anyway, that's my gratitude point for the morning.
Thank you, Aunt Carol. That was a very deep point in you sharing that. I was like, because I always wondered, like, why are grandparents so related to have grandchildren? But that's something. Okay. Next, I'd like to call on Masai Joseph, on her way to Camp Aurora. Just please be safe. You don't have to unmute if you can't. Go ahead, Masai-san, we hear you.
Hi, New Jersey. Thank you for having us. I'm from Belvedere. I'm grateful. I'm on my way to pick up my daughters from Camp Aurora. And one sent me video, and my daughter was singing in front of everybody. That never happened, so I'm sure they are having good time. And it was so quiet after they left. And then today my other daughter is helping me to drive, so I'm just so grateful. Those the camp staff, my daughters. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Masai-san. Thank you. Yeah, you never know. Camp is where everything happens. Your child can come back completely different. Yes, so we're grateful for all the breakthroughs in camps happening around the country. And with that, we're going to jump straight into our morning hundoke. So let's open our hearts and mind to hear and learn more about our true mother.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Allison Hiroto. In the United States, the waters off the coast of Gloucester, Massachusetts, are famous for tuna fishing. In the 1980s, for weeks on end, my husband and I would board the New Hope before dawn, go out into the seas that even experienced sailors feared, and wrestle with tuna so huge they dwarfed the adults on board. To catch a 1,000-pound tuna, I went far into the ocean, sometimes suffering all day long from the massive waves. Entrusting one's body to the deep blue ocean and riding its waves is self-mortification like no other. My husband and I took great pains to offer sincere devotions at such times. Having found the road to the salvation of humankind and world peace, we have endured a severe lifestyle. During those times of difficulty, the sea would reward me with a clarity of purpose and the heart to embrace others. It gave me the energy I needed to continue on. We often took young members with us to fish on the high seas in small, good-go boats that my husband had a part in designing. We wanted to raise them to become leaders who could work anywhere. When we stayed in Kodiak, Alaska, young people from around the world came to receive our teaching. I did not lecture or preach to them. I only offered the advice, go out to sea. On the sea, you will discover what God wants to teach you. A typical fishing day began with young people rising in the small hours of the morning, donning knee-high rubber boots, and sailing with us into the distant sea amid an icy wind. When we reached a point in the vast ocean with nothing but water in sight, we would begin the struggle to catch salmon or halibut. Halibut, a flatfish, live on their bellies deep on the ocean floor. I once hooked a halibut off Kodiak that weighed over 90 kilograms, 200 pounds. Seeing such a large fish flapping wildly on the deck is unforgettable. It makes such a noise. The fish was so gigantic that if you held it upright, you could hide 3 women behind it. When we got back to shore late that night, completely exhausted and as withered as green onion kimchi, I was still full of joy. On days like that, and even on days when I did not catch a single fish, I learned about perseverance, the laws of nature, and overcoming the challenge of rough seas. I call this the spirit of Alaska. If young people want to think big, they should go out to sea. It's easy to follow a set path on land, but not at sea. In just a few hours, a sea that had been like a calm lake can turn into a roller coaster ride on ferocious waves. Young people who train themselves on top of these waves can achieve great dreams. Besides Gloucester and Kodiak, we chose the Amazon and Paraguay rivers of Latin America, Hawaii and Norfolk in the United States, and Yosu in Korea as the centers for the Ocean Providence. In addition to training young people, we invested in projects tied to the rivers and the oceans. One project in Uruguay was to create a high-protein powder from the abundant krill shrimp. When mixed with other nutritious foods, it can introduce valuable nutrients into people's diets in times of food shortage. At the beginning of the year 2000, we wanted to create something beautiful in Yosu, a small city on the southern coast of the Korean peninsula, known for its clear waters. In Soho-dong, outside the main city, we built the Ocean Resort Hotel, where people from around the world can experience the beauty of land and ocean. We envision Yosu advancing Korea's marine leisure industry. It can anchor an economic pipeline that connects to the continent. This, in turn, can support the development of a unified Korean peninsula. There is a Western saying, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. If you can fish, you will never go hungry. Africa has many rivers, lakes, and oceans. Therefore, we need to teach its people how to fish and create fish farms. My husband and I have long been involved in projects like this. The ocean is brilliant and pure. Our youth are also brilliant and pure. When the two meet, our future will change. Just as I have done, our youth should roll up their sleeves and bravely take on the ocean. The ocean is not only where one can cultivate a strong mind and body, but where we can create the future of humankind. It covers 70% of Earth's surface. Buried in its depths lie undiscovered treasures. Whoever pioneers the ocean will lead the world. Love for God, love for people, and love for one's nation. Born during the final years of the Japanese occupation of Korea, I grew up in an oppressed environment. After our country gained independence, oppression continued at the hands of the communist regime. And yet, my family steadfastly attended God. And at the risk of our lives, we traveled south into South Korea in search of freedom. When the Korean War broke out, I moved as a refugee from school to school, from Seoul to Daegu, Jeju, Chuncheon, and back to Seoul. This imprinted upon me a great appreciation of education. Despite the post-war chaos, I graduated from Songjong Girls Middle School in Seoul. I cannot forget that school, my alma mater and cradle of my life. The school you attend during your teenage years can be a significant influence on your future. When I visited the school 30 years after graduating, its name had changed to Sunjong, but some of my teachers were still there. They remembered me, and of course I had not forgotten them. We were overjoyed to see one another and talked for a long time about those difficult days in the past. This school is now affiliated with our Sunhook Educational Foundation. Applying our philosophy, it has become an exemplary educational institution. Our foundation includes 3 other specialized schools. Gyeongbok Elementary School, which opened in 1965, has a proud history and tradition. Sunjong Middle and High School produces competent young people by offering character education based on heart, in addition to excellent academics. These schools have international student bodies living and studying together with the aim of becoming global leaders. Another school, Sunjong International Tourism High School, prepares leaders for the hospitality industry. At that school, every year on National Teachers' Day, we invite teachers who have defected from North Korea to attend our Teachers' Day event in preparation for the day when the 2 Koreas will be reunited. The first school we established independently was the Little Angels Art School in 1974. As I have recounted, my husband and I went through many difficulties to form and finance the Little Angels of Korea in 1962, which we created to present Korea's beautiful traditional culture to the world. Their training site, in an abandoned warehouse, evolved into the Little Angels Art School in 1974 and is now the Sunhwa Arts Middle and High School. These schools have produced internationally renowned vocalists and ballerinas. When you leave the school through the main gate, you see a sign engraved with the words, "Gateway to the World." Cheongshim International Academy, overlooking Chongpyong Lake, is another international middle and high school. We invested a great deal of time and effort into building this world-class preparatory school for global leaders. Starting with its first graduating class in 2009, graduates have entered leading universities, including top-ranking universities in Korea, the Ivy Leagues in the United States, and prestigious universities in Japan. The day is approaching when Cheongshim graduates will play active roles on the world stage. When that day arrives, Korea will shine as a leader in the field of education. Our network also includes other schools, from kindergartens to the postgraduate level in Korea and on all 6 continents. In the United States, there are middle schools in Maryland, Connecticut, and California, a high school in Connecticut, a theological seminary in New York, and a university that teaches Oriental medicine in Las Vegas, Nevada. In Asia and Africa, including Nepal, Myanmar, Mozambique, and Rwanda, we have established schools according to the needs of the communities, including technical vocational schools. All our schools inspire their students to devote themselves to the world according to the founding philosophy of love for God, love for people, and love for one's nation. We must improve the results of education. Fully mature individuals do not emerge on their own, nor are they produced by obsessing over grades. We must guide young people to acquire knowledge and wisdom on the foundation of physical fitness and good character. we need to understand that God is the original substance of love and truth, and the original form of character, and we need to live by following His will. To this end, beginning with the work of our International Education Foundation in Russia, I have overseen the development and dissemination of character education textbooks that will help cultivate morally sound teenagers and young adults throughout the world. To love people is to practice living for the sake of others and foster a spirit of harmony and public service. To love your nation means to cultivate your God-given talents, love your homeland, and build God's kingdom. We all are responsible to raise the next generation of truly good and talented men and women.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mother. And to share a brief reflection on this, I'd like to call on Assistant Pastor Nancy Jupp.
Morning, everyone. I don't know about you, but I always have like a lot of thoughts that come up for me as we go through the reading. Lots of different things kind of stimulate thoughts and memories. This one brought up a lot of memories for me. I attended the GOT program at Sunhua Art School. So it was like an international program for like students from all over the world to kind of go learn Korean and immerse themselves in Korean culture. And yeah, it was a life-changing experience. My sisters also, both of them, they also went and attended. I think all of us, even my youngest sister, who's no longer in the church, and many of my peers who were in my class together, all of us, it deeply impacted us with so many incredible memories, and bonded us, I think, for life. Yeah, so I guess there were two points that really came up for me, two main points that came up during this morning's reading. The first one was really when Mother talked about like that she learned perseverance and nature and overcoming challenge on the rough seas. It reminded me of how when we don't run away from our challenges, when we really not just endure, but really look to the situation to learn something, that you come away with the gift of joy at the end of it, because you're challenging yourself, because you're growing. And the process of growing, the process of learning is not always easy. It's easy to read something and to kind of take it in up here, but the practice of it is really difficult. I know that from looking at my daughters as they practice their handwriting, holding the pencil, and it's like uncomfortable to watch them practice, and learning, anyone who's learned another language, to get your mouth to make the shape or to be able to pronounce the words in the right way, it's very uncomfortable. But the more we kind of lean into that, and we persevere, you come away at the end with such joy and gratification that you did that. So that was one point for me. And then the second point was, I think the aspect of education that Mother is really talking about is, and I see that in the schools here in the West, that they're trying to apply this, but there's a lot of growth and study in the area of social emotional learning, actually, because we're realizing here that it's not enough to just teach facts and how to memorize things or information, but really we need to be teaching to educate the whole person. And I know that mothers work, two parents work in creating IEF and sending out our members to Russia. So much of that was really built on the foundation of offering character education. This was like pioneering work for our movement to really offer character education to what does it mean to love God, love people, love the nation? It means practicing love. It is, in a sense, this kind of social emotional learning, but it's with a higher purpose. It's understanding that I am deeply connected to the divine and I'm connected to others, that we're not separate from each other, and we're not just individuals who live only for myself. And so that really creates a sense of well-being for each person. And so that kind of education is so, so critical, even for us, each and every day. So yeah, I'm grateful for this Hundoke to kind of remind us of that. And in a way, this Hundoke is practicing learning about our own social emotional development too. So thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Nancy. Now we're going to go into Breakhouse to share anything that came up for each and every one of you with whoever you're paired up with, and we'll come back to share some reflections. We'll see you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So we don't have so much time, so we'll do one share. Can I ask Rini Sasal to share her reflection from today's morning hundo, okay?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was reflecting on Nancy Jubb's first point about being determined, and never giving up and need to persevere to the end. And I was just sharing that my youngest, my daughter, who's 33, after graduating from college, years later, went back to school and started all over again in order to fulfill a dream, I guess, that she had, to become a veterinary doctor. And so, yeah, she's starting this next month to accomplish that dream, her first year at Cornell Veterinary College. So I'm really grateful for her perseverance and her desire to follow a dream. Like in both books, Father's autobiography and Mother's memoir, they talk about that point so much. And so I'm so grateful also that she's had a long time partner that's not blessed, but has, and his family is bringing together a celebration of her victory and this month, and it's kind of everything coming together, because also on the 29th it will be my 50th spiritual birthday. So it just, I don't want to ever give up, even though she's distant now from church, from True Parents. She's a GOP graduate too, and I know that Dr. Yong told us that never give up and really continue to pray and to actualize God through our actions in our lives too, no matter how old we are. And to see little Charlie Pobance really gives me a lot of hope. Just to see the beauty of the third generation too is just incredible. So anyway, thank you, Resford. Thank you, Barry Geller, and for sharing. And have a good day, everyone. Have a great day. Blessed day.
Yeah, thank you, Aunt Rini, for sharing with us. We'll now go into our Chonshimwon prayer. So I'd like to call on our assistant pastor, Atushi Tikino, to offer the representative prayer before our group prayer.
Okay. Good morning. So today, I asked Mr. Shimobayashi. He always come weekend. So I asked him to the pray.
Good morning, everybody. I pray. 天地の方お様。Today, new day, Saturday. Heavenly parents and true parents want this earth and every human happy and joy. But still many people doesn't know that true parents. We have to go for the spread this news. We have second coming already, and true father is already spiritual world. True mother is physical world. So you have to think about in this world, also spiritual world. We have to unite with together with the ancestor and absolute good spirit and angel, because they won't help us, but if we don't think about, they cannot help us. So every day we have to think about each world. And study divine principle more to understand true meaning of our life and everything. That book is amazing. Everything there. So thank you very much. I pray that everybody good health and safety for today. I pray in the name of Akito Shimobayashi, Center family. Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Let us all now offer a
Good morning, our heavenly parents. Good morning, our true parents. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Heavenly parents. Day of our
Taking the testimony this Saturday, going to have a
Saturday morning. As the children,
God
setting our lives to attend to you. Heavenly parents, to attend to our true parents. Our unshakable fruit. True mother on earth. Putting everything. Taking them to our heavenly parents. Heavenly parents, our true mother. Appreciated the idea of
gave us a testimony.
connected to you. Foundation that your mind, because we are your children.
That's so much. So little you and express gratitude. Yes, wondering out to you as children, bring them back to you. We know that our responsibility is that you have saved here. Represented by our merit of being alive at the time of the begotten daughter. Be the people who come to connect all of back to link us. To learn, to be able to understand, to be able to unite and align ourselves all into the rest. Without you, nothing.
Maybe there's something that you're welcome back on Federation. Thank you for bringing it on.
Her environment.
Thinking about wife, mom, mother, even one of can have Monday dawn. And the Jamil Bohr and relationship with the telephone and with the all their and cousins Matthew very much for Benji they accomplished to improve on our relationship with Bob and Bibi and Steve Jobs and
Jew. Okay, so that about wraps up today's morning Hundoke. Thank you all for joining. Today's day 3 represents the plant. I was surprised when little Charlie said he's grateful for the trees. You know, there is some alignment there. The day the plants were created, they germinated today, so we're grateful. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Now Kimi's got his plan.
Have a good day.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Love your plan.
Thank you. Good to see you, brother.
Hannah.
Good to see your couple. Good to see your couple.
Everyone,
Take care of Anna, okay?
Okay.
Bye, Sonny. Have a good
Sunday.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good to see you, Johnson.
Therese was there.
Hi,
Therese.
Anna, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful, Anna. Good to see you.
We'll be closing the Zoom room now in 5 seconds.
Barbara.
Bye.
Barbara, good to see you, Mama.
3.
Oh.
God bless
you all. Bye.